Tartars fierce with swords and sabers, Huns and Turks and such as these, envied much their peaceful neighbors by the blue parentheses. What is a Hun? Hi everyone, my name is Beth, or Queen of Spade. Please like and subscribe if you're new. How are you? I hope that you're doing well today. I'm doing great, and now without further ado, let's throw some spade. Dear Queen, what is a Hun? Who is Karen? Please help. Love, confused, never been a Hun. Oh geez, now I have to make a video to explain it. Highly requested, and I'm gonna do it right. So, every definition for Hun. Let's start at the very beginning. Take a trip through time again. We time travel a lot here. I have always enjoyed history, one of my favorite subjects. So, of course, we are going to start with the first historical definition of the word Hun. A member of an ancient Asiatic race of warlike nomads, probably of the Mongolian or Tatar stock, first appearing prominently in European history about AD 375. In that year, they crossed the Volga and the Don, defeated the Goths, and drove them beyond the Danube. In the reign of their king, Attila, about 434 to 454, they overran and ravished the greater part of Europe and compelled the Romans to pay tribute. After the death of Attila, their power was broken, but their name continued to be applied in an indefinite way during the Middle Ages. They are described as ugly and savage, having dark complexions, small, deep-set black eyes, broad shoulders, flat noses, and no beard. Some authorities suppose that they were identical with the Finnic Bulgarians of later history. As warriors, the Huns inspired almost unparalleled fear throughout Europe. They were amazingly accurate mounted archers, and their complete command of horsemanship, their ferocious charges and unpredictable retreats, and the speed of their strategical movements brought them overwhelming victories. For half a century after the overthrow of the Visigoths, the Huns extended their power over many of the Germanic peoples of Central Europe and fought for the Romans. By 432, the leadership of the various groups of Huns had been centralized under a single king, Rua or Rugila. When Rua died in 434, he was succeeded by his two nephews, Bleda and Attila. The joint rulers negotiated a peace treaty at Margus with the Eastern Roman Empire, by which the Romans agreed to double the subsidies they had been paying the Huns. The Romans apparently did not pay the sum stipulated in the treaty, and in 441 Attila launched a heavy assault on the Roman Danubian frontier, advancing almost to Constantinople. Since Ammianus's time, the Huns had acquired huge sums of gold as a result of their treaties with the Romans, as well as by way of plunder and by selling their prisoners back to the Romans. This influx of wealth altered the character of their society. The military leadership became hereditary in Attila's family, and Attila himself had autocratic powers in peace and war alike. He administered his huge empire by means of picked men, logates, whose main function was the government of and the collection of food and tribute from the subject peoples who had been assigned to them by Attila. Around 445, Attila murdered his brother Bleda, and in 447, for unknown reasons, made his second great attack on the Eastern Roman Empire. He devastated the Balkans and drove south into Greece as far as Thermopylae. These words are a trip. In 451, Attila invaded Gaul but was defeated by Roman and Visigothic forces at the Battle of the Catulaean Plains, or, according to some authorities, of Maurica. This was Attila's first and only defeat. In 452, the Huns invaded Italy and sacked several cities, but famine and pestilence compelled them to leave. In 453, Attila died. His many sons divided up his empire and at once began quarreling among themselves. They then began a series of costly struggles with their subjects who had revolted and were finally routed in 455 by a combination of Gepidae, Ostrogoths, Heruli, and others in a great battle on the unidentified river Nadeo in Pannonia. The Eastern Roman government thereupon closed the frontier to the Huns, who ceased to play any significant part in history, gradually disintegrating as a social and political unit. The Hephthalites, who invaded Iran and India in the 5th and 6th centuries, and the Xiongnu, however it's pronounced, known earlier to the Chinese, are sometimes called Huns, but their relationship to the invaders of Europe is uncertain. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns! Hun is a term that was used quite often in history. However, today if used, it is now considered a racist term unless discussing this part of history. Hun is also short for honey. Not funny, honey? Hun, often mistaken for Hun, is an acronym, abbreviation, or slang word that is short for honey, usually used by lovers or as a term of endearment. You may have referred to a loved one as Hun, and if not, show some affection, jeez. Then, of course, there's this. However, today, on social media especially, the word Hun has taken on a whole new meaning, and it has to do with those selling you crap online. Yeah, you just thought of 5 friends, didn't ya? Then they thought of 5 friends. No, I'm just joking. Hey, Hun! Hun. I hope you don't mind me messaging you, and tell me to piss off if you want to, but I've noticed your profile. I'm opening up a space on my team if you would be interested in some more info. Let me know. Can't wait to hear from you. Hey, I'm good, thanks. Really don't have time. No worries, Hun. Thanks for getting back to me. Kisses. Multi-level marketing, or MLMs, is the most predatory and most hated industry today. Many of us have been trying to voice the dangers surrounding joining a MLM company, and the term Hun has been completely redefined. Hey, if the SJWs can make up words, then we can too. So, what is a Hun? And what exactly does it mean when we use this term within the anti-MLM community? According to the AntiMLM Reddit, a Hun is people who shill products or services for an MLM. The sellers have a tendency to frequently use the word Hun when initiating a sales pitch. Example, hey Hun, I see your hand is dying. Anyway Hun, wanna buy my oils? It's good for stress. Courtesy of Fiesta SpongeBob. Just short term for hunbot. Definition of hunbot. A hunbot is typically a young to middle-aged mother who proclaims to have her own business, but actually fell prey to multi-level marketing schemes. Examples of such companies are It Works, Unique, and LipSense. The hunbot can often be seen trying to sell their wares to other unsuspecting ladies by luring them in with the frequent use of the word Hun. All these hunbots on Facebook keep trying to sell me garbage I don't need or want. We created that word because they created this word, boss babe. A woman who owns her own business as a center of influence. She knows what she wants and goes for it. She's in charge of her life and makes no apologies or excuses for who she is. Authentic, ambitious, confident, talented, magnetic, focused, relentless, and full of grit. That lady is a serial entrepreneur. This is her third business, and she is absolutely killing it. She is a total boss babe. Is her third business because she failed 2 more and just keeps... Anyway. So we created our own little catchphrase for the distributors of MLM companies. Brobots are the men. Now, who is Karen? No, not this Karen. We've been through this already. Karen, mother of 3, blonde, owns a Volvo, annoying as hell, wears acrylics 24/7, currently at your workplace, speaking to your manager. Watch out for effing Karen. Mid-aged white woman with bob cuts are not to be spoken to in any sort of tone. Can I speak to the manager? MLMs are even so predatory, they are using COVID to make sales. Just don't do it. So that is our anti-MLM and every other definition of Hun. I hope that answers your questions about that. Remember, MLMs are toxic. Don't join their team. I'm going to end the video there. Please do give it a like, subscribe if you're new. Once again, it really does help me out. Check the links in the description. I do have a Patreon down there. Come and join it. I would appreciate that. And no matter where you are or what you're doing, I hope that you all have a fabulous, fabulous day. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!